Hello everybody, Mobius1 here, bringing you another Star Wars Galaxies emulator episode. This one is going to be a little one-off, like did you know kind of thing. Akin to kind of like the Theed Palace Librarian. This is another small thing that not everybody in Galaxies knows about. It is the Bestine Museum curator. It's kind of a quest. Not really. Well, it's up for you to decide if this is a quest or not. I don't really consider this a quest. I just kind of consider this some extra bit of thing, like an activity you could do in the game. You don't get a badge for it like you do with the Theed Palace Librarian, but it's something that you can do, and you do get a reward from doing it, and you can do it multiple times. It is repeatable. So we are here in the city Bestine on Tatooine, kind of in the middle of the map, a little bit further south, but horizontally in the middle of the map. Here's the starport. I'm right out front of the starport, so we can look at the overhead map. If this is the starport here, when you come out of the starport, you're going to be facing this way. You're going to want to go kind of to the right here. You want to go around to the front of the Capitol building, which is this big building here. You're not actually going to go inside this building. Instead, you're going to be going into the guild hall on the right-hand side, as if you were facing away from the Capitol building. I guess the guild hall on the left. Well, no, it's the only guild hall, isn't it? Yeah, okay. You're going to be looking for this house, or this structure that looks like a Tatooine guild hall. Alright, here's the Capitol building, so if you're standing out front of the Capitol building, it's on your left. That's it. It's right here. Inside this building, you're going to... Whoops. Not rubber band. You're going to go to the left when you enter. And you're going to make a U-turn to the left. Alright, now if this was a player-owned Tatooine Guild Hall, this little alcove here is where you would find the Structure Management Terminal, the Guild Management Terminal, but instead, you're going to find a painting. And depending on when you do this, this painting may be different. And there's a reason the painting is different, and I'll explain that in a second. But notice that this is the only painting in the building that you can actually target. So, right, see, I can click on this, I have it targeted, I can double-click on it, and I can examine it. It tells me it's an abstract painting of Golden Petals 3, an abstract painting of the Golden Petals, 3rd of the series. And again, that may be different for you depending on when you do this. But all these other paintings, like, they're not actually clickable, targetable items. They're just like, you know, decorations, I guess. Or I don't know what you would consider them, but they're not actually objects like this one is. And the reason that one's special is because this painting is actually on sale at this time, and that's why it changes. I don't remember how often it changes. I think it's like once a week, and you guys can let me know in the comments down below how often, if you know, how often the cycle changes. Like I said, I think it's once a week, but it might be like every 2 weeks or something. It's you know, you got a good, decent amount of time to do this. So what you want to do is to the right of the painting, there's another room here with Lillis Dinhint, the museum curator. If we have converse with Lillis Dinhint, he will say, "Hello and welcome to the Bestine Museum. I hope you enjoy your visit. While I've got your ear, you should know that we are currently seeking a new work of art to feature. Would you like to help?" So you could say, yes, I'd love to help, but before we do that, let's look at the second option. I would like to purchase a schematic of the current featured work of art. If you say this, he says, I'm asking for a modest donation to the museum of 48,000 credits in exchange for the schematic. Oh, and I should warn you that some knowledge of advanced furniture production is required. Now, the 48,000, and I don't know if this changes. This might always be 48,000, but it might also change based on the painting. I'm not 100% sure. But it does come out of your cash, not your bank. So you do want to make sure you have the 48,000 on hand. If you don't, there are actually banking terminals right behind this building. So if you need to make a withdrawal, you can just leave the building, run around to the backside, withdraw from your bank account, and come back in. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to say I'll take one. Perfect. You successfully make a payment of 48,000. You can see that it came out of my cash, and you can see I have now in my inventory a schematic the Golden Petals 3 painting schematic, which requires the Furniture 3 advanced skill, which is an architect skill. Furniture 3 advanced. So, unfortunately, unless you're an architect, you're not going to be able to craft these, but if you can find an architect, I'm sure they'll be able to make it for you. I'm pretty sure they can like do a factory run of these also. Instead of making a prototype item, if they make a draft schematic, they can then run it through a factory and get 1,000 of these per schematic, I think. It doesn't say anywhere on here that there is a limit to the number that you can make. So again, if anyone has any information contradicting that, please let me know in the comments and I'll put an annotation in the video. But I'm pretty sure that you can do 1,000 paintings per schematic. So when you put it that way, then like the 48,000 that you pay up front really isn't that big of a deal. But what about the other thing? So he said, would you like to help? If you say yes, I'd love to help. He says, excellent. Once per month, I wish to feature a new... Oh, alright, so it's once per month. Sorry if you guys commented earlier when I just asked a couple minutes ago. How often does it change? Well, it changes once a month, apparently. Once per month, I wish to feature a new work of art here at the museum. We have a fine permanent collection on display, as always, but it is my desire to enhance that collection by offering something new from time to time. To that end, we select a small number of artists and approach them with the chance of having their art featured here in Bestine. What do you need me to do? What I ask is that you seek out the artists we are considering and learn of their work. Then return to me and let me know which of them you preferred. 3 artists are involved. I can tell you where to find them if you'd like. So, what we have to do is you have to ask where is each of them, and you get a waypoint. So, where is SWGEmuEdu? Alright, and you get a waypoint. SWGEmuEdu calls Mas Espa home, and you'll usually find him in front of the hotel. How will I find Klepa Leil? You'll find Klepa Leil in Mas Espa. He's often found towards the back of the starport. And where can I find Bolo Saisi? Bolo Saisi's in Wayfar. She's usually by the cantina. Now, these will change each month also, so it's good to always get like an updated waypoint of where they all are. Alright, I think I've got it, thanks. The pleasure is all mine. Return after speaking to the artists. Farewell. Alright, so now we have to go talk to these people. So it's actually kind of handy that 2 of them for me are in Mas Espa, because then I don't have to do that much traveling. But on the other hand, it's unfortunate that one of them is in Wayfar, because Wayfar does not have a shuttle port. So I'm going to have to actually shuttle to a player city and then bike over to Wayfar. Probably the most unfortunate place that you could be asked to go is Mas Taiki, or Taiki, I don't know how you pronounce it, but it is it's this city over here. Because there really isn't... Mas Taiki doesn't have a shuttle port, and the closest one is probably, like, Mas Entha. So that's a good drive there. Like, it's probably about the same for Wayfar. I'm going to have to go to Palace Courtyard and bike down to Wayfar. But, let's go to Mas Espa first, because we have 2 of them there. And we'll get this done. Perfect that the shuttle is here already. Don't have to wait. Tatooine, Anchorhead. Alright. So we're in Mas Espa, and we're already less than 100 meters away from our first one. Klepa Leil is right here. Alright, so let's talk to Klepa Leil. Greetings, I'm afraid I have little to offer you, as I am but an impoverished artisan, or artist. Well, perhaps I can help. The Bestine Museum is looking for a work of art to exhibit. Truly? Perhaps they would like my paintings. I do still life paintings usually, just of plants in the wild, because, well, those don't cost anything. I guess that could be considered a landscape painting, but I don't paint much more than just the plant. So, unfortunately, like I thought you used to be able to see the 3 paintings, but perhaps not. Okay, so that's the first one. Maybe they're on display in the museum, and I forgot about that. Alright, so Klepa Leil does plant paintings, Try to remember that. Kleppa plant. Kleppa is the only one that has a P in his name, and he does plants. Okay. Second one is Gial Idoter. Oh, I can't. I'm terrible with the names in galaxies. These randomly generated names are impronounceable. Alright, greetings friend. Have you heard about the time I crossed the Dune Sea without drinking even a single drop of water? Ha! Who needs water when you've got good Corellian ale? Yeah. Anyway, the Bestine Museum is looking for their next work of art to feature. Say no more. As someone who enjoys exploring this waste of a planet, I have sometimes used paintings as a journal of sorts to memorize things I have seen, those that truly made an impression on me and are unique to Tatooine. So I have a feeling that his would be something like the Crate Dragon skeleton, because I know that there's a painting of that. Let me see what the wait time on this shuttle is. 2.5 minutes. We'll go back to the starport. So I'm curious now if there's a way we can preview these paintings. Because the way it's going to work... Oh, well, we'll get to that in a minute. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Alright, so now we have to go down to Palace Courtyard, which is the player city closest to Wayfar. I can delete my old ticket. Ah, good. Alright, good, we didn't miss it. Whew. Timing has worked out pretty well so far in this video. I'm actually going to buy a return ticket to Bestine while I'm here. I just want to see how much time until the next shuttle. 1:38. I don't know if we can make it there and back in 1:38, but we're going to try. We're going to try, alright? So, I'll speed this up in the video, or I'll cut this out so you guys don't have to watch. Alright, so we're here in Wayfar now. I don't think I've been here since I played live, because there's really no reason to come to Wayfar anymore. Alright, we'll talk to Bolo Sisi. Expand your mind, my friend. There's more to see than what your eyes tell you. Okay. Anyway, the Bestine Museum is looking for a work of art to exhibit. And they are considering mine? Glorious! I paint common subjects in abstraction. My goal isn't to replicate the look of subjects, but rather to use their shapes to find higher art. For me, the petals of a flower are simply organic shapes. Alright, so that one is clearly going to be another of the golden flower petals, like another in the series. Which they all look, whoops, rubber band. They all look fairly similar, but like they offer different patterns. So, if that sort of thing is interesting to you, you might want that one. So now we have to go back to the museum in Bestine. Oh! We might make it! We might make it! No! Curses. Alright. Now that we're back in Bestine, let's go over to the Guild Hall. Let's take a look around and see if we can find evidence of what the other paintings are. I don't think so. Right? Because one of them would have been a gold petal painting, so... Yeah, unfortunately, somebody comment and let me know if there's a way to preview what the paintings are that you can vote on. Because now what we do is we tell Lilith Dinhint, I'm ready to tell you which artist I choose. And now we have to choose. I don't really like the plant one. And this guy's name actually doesn't... This is a typo. It's got 2 T's in it here, and it's only got 1 T here. But I'm going to go with him, because I like the Tatooine one. Perfect, thank you. So now, Alright, so it's 15 days from beginning to end, and the winning art... Yeah, the winning art will be on display for 30 days. So what happens is you basically vote for which one you like, and whichever piece of art receives the most votes is featured on the museum wall right here, and you can purchase the schematic for it. So that's really it. I mean, it's an interesting thing that you can do. Obviously, since every character has, every player has 10 characters per account. If you really want a particular piece of art, then you can do this on all 10 of your characters and get 10 votes for the same thing, but you do have to travel to each artist on each character, so it does take a little bit of time. But it's a cool way to get unique decorations for your house that you can't get otherwise. And if you can run the schematic 1,000 times, it's a good way to earn some extra money too. If you're an architect or have a merchant that is trying to sell furniture or paintings or whatever, because you get a lot of extra pieces. I don't think you want 1,000 of the same piece of art plastered all over your house, but maybe you do. I don't know. To each their own. But this has been the Bestine Museum Curator quest thingy. Mobius1 here. I hope this video has been entertaining for you guys. I hope it helped you learn something that you might not have already known. And I'll see you next time.